Some years ago, there was a film that came out that was very popular, along with a book that was on the law of attraction. And in that film, in that movie, they talked about how if you want something, you just got to think about it and it will appear to you. Well, you know, that's all well and good, depending on what you're tuned into. But one of the thoughts I had as I watched that movie was, what are you thinking about when you're not consciously aware of what you're thinking? In other words, you can think positive thoughts, or you can think, I want a bicycle, but if the underlying subconscious parts of you are not in line with that, and they're deeply embedded with you, and those are more powerful energies that you're connected to based upon your belief about life and what's possible, those are counter thoughts, counter energies that are going to sabotage you. In my experience, we get exactly what we ask for. The question is, what are we really asking for? Are we really asking for the bicycle to manifest in our life outside of our realm of belief and reason and logic? Or are we really asking to be right, that it can't happen? And then we have all these little tools and gimmicks and elements to support us in that. In fact, as I've trained people and I ask them the first question, why are you here? Typically, 9 times out of 10, their first automatic response is why they're not here. Why are you here? I don't want to be hurt. Well, I didn't ask them why they're not here, but that's an automatic response. Why are you here? I don't want to be alone. Why are you here? I don't want to be broke. Why are you here? I don't want to experience pain. Why are you here? I don't want my life to be the way it is. Once in a while I get somebody that will say, well, I want love, I want this, I want that, and I don't want this. Well, what I came to recognize is that even though we're putting out something that we want, and in this movie it said, just think and it'll come to be, well, all our thoughts are energy. Every thought we have, all our words are energy, and we're sending out messages all the time. But I came to realize that we have a lot of subconscious thought and subconscious energy that even though we're not aware of it, it's very real and very powerful. And that if we're not aware of it, it can be sabotaging our lives, even as we talk positive, even as we have a great attitude. That's why I'm not really big on positive thinking and great attitude, because those are on the surface, but underneath the surface we may have something that's sabotaging that we're not aware of. So the trick or the opportunity is to become aware of, what am I thinking about when I'm not aware of what I'm thinking? How do we become aware of that? Well, we start to notice some of our automatic responses to things. So we're going to start with something very simple. And so as I gave the example of in the training when I asked people, why are you here? What is it that you're looking for? And 9 times out of 10, they tell me what they're not looking for. You start to do that with yourself. So for the next 2 days, here's my invitation to you. You begin to notice some of those automatic responses that are counter to the things you say you want in life. How many times do you just automatically think or say, I don't want, in response to something? So maybe the opportunity is, let's go out to dinner. Where do you want to go? Well, I don't want to go here. I don't want to go there. I don't want to spend a lot of money. I don't want to waste time. I don't want to have it take all night, etc., etc. What movie you want to go to? Well, I don't want to go see that. I don't want to go see that. I don't want to go see that. So we just basically come down to, well, it's not that I want to see that, but it's not a don't want either. Maybe there's opportunities that have come up in your life and your thoughts are, oh, I don't want to lose money. I don't want to waste time. I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to fail. And these are automatic responses that just come up. Or maybe it's you're in a business, and in that business you are the challenge and the opportunity is to go and approach people. And your automatic thoughts are, I don't want to be rejected. I don't want to lose a friend. I don't want to have them say no, etc., etc., etc. And these are these tapes that are going on inside of us. And we don't always realize they're going on inside of us, but when they are, you can go into somebody and make a presentation that somebody taught you to make, and you can say it exactly the way they said it, and you get a totally different response. And you go, why is that? Well, maybe it's because the tapes about what you don't want are running so strongly, you're actually attracting that very thing into your life. So I don't want to lose a friend. I don't want to be told no. I don't want to be rejected. So you walk into that meeting and that's exactly what you get. That's because everything is energy. And as we put out the energy, even of what we don't want, whatever it is that we don't want, that's our focus. That's where our energy's going. So I don't want to be hurt. Guess what I'm setting up for myself? I'm setting up for myself to be hurt. I don't want to be rejected, so I'm going to go make this presentation. I've got it down. I've got all the words down. I've got the script down. I did exactly the way my mentor taught me to do it. But I get a different result. Why is that? Maybe that's because I'm getting exactly what I'm asking for, but I'm not aware of what I'm asking for. So for the next 2 days, the challenge and the opportunity for you is to be aware, to notice every time when something comes up how you have those tapes running and what are those tapes telling you? How much of a don't want life are you living? How much of your life is driven by what you don't want? Somebody offers you an opportunity and notice the tapes. Even write them down. Even write them down. Write down especially the ones that surprise you. Because here's what I'll also tell you. Just the fact that we're doing this and talking about this, you're going to start to be aware of that even more and more. Now, the person that promotes positive thinking would say, oh, ignore them. Ignore them. Don't even focus on them. Well, one of two things happen. We focus on not focusing on those things, so our energy goes there. Or two, we do our best to ignore them and think that's going to make them go away. Well, the fact that they're subconscious means we weren't aware of them anyway, so ignoring them doesn't make them go away. In fact, what you will learn as we go along is by acknowledging them, it puts you in a place of power. So rather than ignore them, acknowledge them. Write them down. I don't want. How many times that comes up? And every time it comes up, if you can, write it down or remember it and write it down later. And you may be surprised by the time you get the next video at how much of your life is driven by not what you really want, but what you don't want. And as you do this, here's what you're also going to notice. You're going to notice others and how they do it too. How automatically it comes up. Something is proposed. Well, we don't want this. We don't want this. We don't want this. Maybe you're in a business meeting. And what about this? Well, we don't want this. We don't want this to happen. We don't want this to happen. It's like automatic. And notice the heads that will nod in approval. Or with your wife or with your children or whoever you're with. Because the more you're aware of it, the more you're going to be able to tune into the energy of it and learn to shift it. But the first thing you get to do is to learn to be aware of it. And then we'll go from there.